everybody, and welcome to the Fandom Flux podcast, episode 65. I'm your host, KCW, and with me we have Slicer.
Hello.
Zero.
Hey, everybody. What's up?
And Kenshi.
Hi, I'm Kenshi618, and I'm currently lobbying to be the villain in the next Far Cry game, because when you think of affluent violence, Kenshi618 needs to be the man at the top of that list.
Affluent. Really?
Yes.
I don't even know what that means, honestly.
Rich.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, if you say so, Chief.
I do say so.
Alright. So, as always, our first topic for this lovely episode 65 that we have going on right here, it's going to be what we're doing. So what are we doing? Zero.
Alright, so, I caught up on One Piece.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap, how far behind were you?
I was only 30 or 40, maybe 50 chapters.
Oh,
Is that all?
all right.
Okay. I'm like 100, maybe 200 chapters behind.
So I went and, I caught up, and they're spending a lot of time on this one arc.
I know, it's annoying.
Like, it is legitimately starting to get annoying now. So, that's, on the one hand, Saba...
Oh, is this still the tournament thing?
Yeah, I really don't care about anything that's happening.
Oh, that's a shame. It kind of contradicts everything we said about tournament talks, doesn't it?
It stopped being a tournament arc.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That actually reinforces everything we said about tournament
It
talks.
stopped being a tournament, and now it's just keeps on going. Even though it should have ended like a few chapters ago at least.
Sabo sucks.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to end in like the next chapter or two. At the very least. Also, I put up a new chapter of M1N470.
Yay.
Yeah, or Code Minato, in case you like.
Or whatever we call it. It's a fucking long name.
To say, yeah, it's easier to write. But it was a shorter chapter than usual, because I was focusing on mainly one event, rather than, like, the last big sort of season finale-ish chapter, which was, like, the longest chapter I'd ever written at the time, because I had to catch up to the actual battle. And the actual battle was really short in that one, but this one, the battle was really, like, I'm going to just say the longest battle I ever wrote, and it was very satisfying for me personally. So I was waiting for this, and it turned out pretty well, in my opinion.
Been waiting for this.
Yeah. I've been waiting.
Sorry, that's a quote. It's a quote from the game.
Yeah.
So.
Also, really, I've just had final exams this week. I had one yesterday, and I have another one tomorrow. After that, though, I am going to Lake Tahoe next weekend, or this weekend. And we're going to be going skiing and snowboarding and stuff, because they have snow up there.
Yay!
I
like snow. I'm not so keen on skiing.
We're just going up to Tahoe, and it's going to be a lot of fun, because I've never snowboarded before, and I'm ready to do the bunny slope.
Oh,
snowboarding.
That's going to be fun to see. I wish I could watch you snow.
Oh.
I'm actually good at that.
I'm ready for the bunny slope.
Snowboarding is rough to learn.
Yeah, my brother's going to have an easier time of it, because he actually skateboards, so he knows...
It's not the same thing.
I know, but he knows balance slightly more of how to do that. I'm going to follow my face.
I want you to record yourself going down the hill the first time.
I'll make sure somebody brings a camera.
Awesome.
I'll tell you what, balance on a snowboard is not that difficult. I mean, I can't ride a bike, and I can balance on a snowboard just fine. It's the whole turning thing that's tricky. Controlling your movement. Because On a snowboard, you go downhill. There is no two ways about it. You are going down that hill. So, yeah, that's where the tricky part comes in.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Enjoy that.
We got like a lodge up there through my mom's work. She's a teacher, but she knows parents or something. It was either through my mom or my dad. One of them got us a lodge for the weekend, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And then next week's Christmas, and then the weekend after that, we're driving down to Southern California. So it's going to be busy. It also means that since I usually work the weekends and I have finals this week, I am taking a lot of time off work, which is really nice. Oh my gosh, working at KFC is it's not the funnest job most of the time. When it's really busy. But like the other night I got off at 9:35. Like I was just out before we even closed. I was like, I'm done. I finished everything I need to do as a cook. Because at a certain point I just stopped cooking because, they just use the chicken that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And we just don't make any more unless you want to wait some time that they say, whichever time they feel like saying, like 45 minutes.
How many people just don't care about the time? They just want food. They accept whatever time you give them.
One out of
leave.
The one douche out of every 100. And when that happens, they're like, we usually are like, no, we literally have no more chicken. You want some strips? And that usually placates them. They usually just are like, okay, strips. And I'm like, placates, whatever. I can't talk. I think we've established that.
I love doing that. The sick thrill that I get from doing that.
Right.
And me and Casey did record the Pokemon Blaze Black Let's Play.
Yeah, this is literally the only time we get to talk about it in any real detail. Because after this, we're probably going to be spoiling shit if we talk about it.
Yeah.
It's not very far up, so yeah.
As it stands, we are about to face the first gyms.
Yeah.
And that's about as close to current release as we're ever going to get.
Yeah. But we're going to be recording
at the rate we're going, we're going to end up getting pretty far ahead pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So
I got to say, I really like Hamilton.
Hamilton's cool.
Hamilton is cool. Like, I think everybody has to agree that Hamilton is the coolest Pokemon.
He's a squirrel.
I know. With a Dizzy Punch that murders.
Dizzy Punch is... I said that fucking Centrets are okay. Turns out Centrets are pretty great for low level.
Yeah.
Maybe even mid-level. Yeah. And there's a cool thing that I found out about ours that is really cool, but, waiting for the reveal on that one until we actually record today. So that's like 3 weeks away, just clarifying.
I don't even know what he's talking about when he says something cool about ours. I'm waiting for the surprise myself. But, yeah, Hamilton and Catherine doing really good so far with those two. And it's a lot of fun. I don't think it's like me and Casey have never done a just us Let's Play before, so it's turned out really well despite, it being a completely new thing for both of us.
Oh, I see. I know what I'm not wanted here.
Aw. Yeah. I do have 7 Days to Die, remember, Slicer, so we could try that at some point in future.
Honestly, I feel like it's two people are really good together, like, but with like 3 people, it gets slightly more awkward, and then 4 people is good. So like, Slicer and Casey can do a Let's Play on their own, me and Casey can do a Let's Play on their own, and Kenshi can join in whenever he wants, because he's just watching and laughing at us.
Yeah.
And of course, 4-player is ideal for competitive stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Like, if it's Kenshi, 3 players are fine, because he doesn't care, he's just going to laugh at us.
Pretty much. Alright.
And that's about it for my week. I mean, I got finals, so it's not really like much interesting happened.
Alright. I'm going to try mine and try and remember what I did this week because I have no notes. Because not much interesting happened this week. So, Dragon Age, that's still a game.
Yeah.
It's going to be the new game that we talk about every week. You realize that. So, yeah, I had to stop playing for a good few days because it kept crashing.
Ooh.
Yeah, turns out that respec thing, the item that lets you reset your abilities, that was crashing my game.
Why?
And I didn't find out about it for several days. I don't know. Whenever I used it and reset all my abilities and reallocated them, I go up to a door, I open it, and the game locks up. Every time.
Huh.
Yeah. So I had to load a save from before I used it, sell it back to the store that I bought it from, and then just keep on playing with the abilities that I had, because apparently respecing broke my game. Sucks.
Well, you know what? At the very least, I can't think of anything positive to your game crashing.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
I'll think of one. It's a popular game, so it'll probably be patched pretty quickly, if that's a common problem.
I don't think it is. There's definitely some other people that have had it because I posted on GameFAQs about
At
it,
the very
and someone else said they had it.
At the very least, Starbomb released their newest album.
Yeah, whatever. I haven't had it yet. Probably will. I'll probably buy it. Yeah, so I still haven't gotten to Ole, and that interesting stuff that may or may not probably won't happen because I'm a Kunari and a mage. Thinking about it, Templars, they show up in Ole. If nothing interesting happens in Ole, I'm going to be kind of pissed.
Orle? Are you talking about,
Val Royale, when you first go there, and the priests are all like, infidel, basically.
Val Royale? Orle has
And then
some really...
the priest gets punched out by the Templar.
Yeah.
You know, the head of the Templars.
Yeah.
And there was a mage standing right in front of him who, by his, viewpoint, is an apostate and a heathen and a
Don't
heretic.
worry about it.
And he should probably kill at the first opportunity.
He's busy.
If that doesn't happen, I'm going to be really annoyed. Really annoyed. Because
Honestly,
this is the kind of thing that BioWare should do when they have different opportunities for starts and stuff, but they don't anymore.
I do like a lot of the... I do like one of the later missions in Orle, relating to... I'm not going to say exactly anything about it, but it relates to the Empress. I don't think you've gone there yet, but it's...
I think I know what you're talking about, don't worry about it. But don't spoil it,
Yeah.
because it's a long game and people probably haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, but I liked that mission in particular. That was really done well, as far as making the game feel like that mission feel different than the others.
Mm.
It was kind of a unique sort of thing. They did it there. I liked it.
I'd also like to say, I didn't mention it before, but Sarah is a fucking terrible person.
Yeah, she is.
Why's that?
Okay, she's unpleasant to listen to because she talks in the thickest slang that I've ever listened to, ever. I don't understand, 90% of it. It's like thieves' cant on steroids. And she's also kind of insane. And she also gets people killed and doesn't really give a shit about it.
Also wants to leave the group a lot.
Yeah.
Gets scared really easily. This is why I like Iron Bull. Iron Bull's like, Dragon, let's do this!
Iron Bull is awesome. Iron Bull is the best character in that game.
Iron Bull's like,
Hands down.
Iron Bull's like, we killed a dragon, let's go drinking. And you go drinking with him, and you just pass out from being drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Bull is clearly Tumblr's favorite character. It's
He
unanimous.
should be. He has opened my eyes to Kunari culture,
With
good.
his...
They have government-mandated brothels.
Wow. Okay.
As he puts it, if you get a hankering, then you can just go in, they'll pop your cork, and it's done. And you just go back to whatever you're doing. That's an interesting way of putting it, but it's kind of opened my eyes.
Iron Ball.
Iron Ball's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still like that game. It's going to be really lame about how it treats your character regardless of where they stand, but, you know, that's how it's going to work. If I'm wrong, then I'll eat my words next week. Assuming we do a podcast next week because it's Christmas. But, you know, once again, not got high hopes. What else did I do this week? Signed up for the shop that I work at's Christmas dinner thing. That's going to be happening on Friday. That's going to be... Bless me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Does that mean good or bad?
That's going to be something. It's going to be turkey dinner, so that's alright. I have no idea whether it's like smart dress or anything.
Ah.
So.
Probably worth asking.
Yeah, probably, but I can't be bothered. So, yeah, that should be interesting. And I have no work for the next 2 weeks, so that's nice. It's really nice. And I started playing the Old Republic again because, like I said, Dragon Age wasn't working. It's still fun. Go figure.
Yeah, that first 15 levels is pretty fun. It's just everything after that, lost me.
Yeah, that's when the free-to-play stuff starts to really ramp up if you don't pay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's me done. I'm probably going to mute my mic for a couple minutes because I'm developing a really bad headache. So, Slicer, you go next, and then Kenji if I'm not back yet.
Alrighty. First off, I bought Last of Us, since I have a PS3 now. That seems to be the de facto game for the system.
Yay.
And, it was really, really easy. Like, I beat the game on normal. The only issues were I kept trying to improve every gun, and so I didn't really have the upgrade parts to really get good at anything. And so I beat the game, moderately challenging, and then I ran through it on New Game Plus and beat the game in like a third of the time. And then I played it on hard and beat it even faster. And yeah. I don't even know if it's worth playing it again on survival. I might do a completion run where I get all the collectibles or something, but I'm probably done with that game, and it took me like 2 days.
You didn't even touch the multiplayer?
I don't have internet on my PS3. It's not our connection is not good enough to have the wireless that thing needs to use, because it's too far away from the modem. So yeah, that entire section of the game is just pointless to me, really. I'd like to try it, but I'm sure the community is probably dead by now.
No, it's not. It's not dead. I don't know. I don't know how many people have PS4 as opposed to still have PS3s or whatever. And
yeah,
I can't really
it is pretty early.
I can't give you a good number either because I'm playing it on PS4.
Right.
That multiplayer is unforgiving, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen enough of it to know that. It does look fun, but I can't use it, unfortunately. Also, the ending, I kind of agree with Joel here, but not for the reasons he gives. It's like, even if they find the cure and do kill Ellie to get it, it's how are they going to manufacture that much of a cure? It's pretty heavily implied that bastion of science is like the last thing they have.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem likely that they'll be able to do anything even if they do find a cure.
Yeah, even if they did find the cure, well, when they say, hey guys, we have the cure, we can come and cure you if you come to us, they're going to get slaughtered.
Pretty much.
Like
I'm sure a lot of bandits really like how things are now.
Yeah. So, the world, you can't cure the world with that. There's no perfect answer.
That it's not like you can cure the runner infected because they're already brain dead essentially.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that is just like What would you be bringing back? Just walking mushrooms? They're meat puppets at that point.
10 years after the cure, we live here in peace with the mushroom people. We call them toads.
Toadstool.
Oh God! Is it Mario? Is that how Mario started?
Yes.
Oh, great. But while I was playing that, I was watching first the Last of Us Let's Play for the Two Best Friends, and then I watched all of that because I beat the game 3 times in the time it took them to do it once. And so I moved on to the Revengeance playthrough, and I'm like, why haven't I gotten this yet? This looks like an awesome game, and I love character
good.
action.
Revengeance is so good.
Yeah, I don't know why I haven't gotten it. It's weird. So yeah, I'm
deliciously absurd.
Yeah, I'll be downloading that soon. It's most of the way downloaded now.
The music, the combat, the sheer awesomeness of it. Like, you don't even have to care about the plot to enjoy it.
The sheer stupidity of it all. It's great.
It's great.
Love it. Yeah. And last
I'm back, by the way. And The Last of Us, you were talking about how you watched a Let's Play of it?
Yeah.
I have been too. Spoiler warning, did one. Or are doing one. How are you enjoying the man shoots?
The what?
There are a lot of shoots of mans that's going on in that game.
All right.
You shoot a lot of dudes.
Yeah, that's an odd way to word it, but yeah. Okay.
It's man shoots. It's a video game thing where you shoot lots of man shoots.
All right. They're fun if you have the right weapons for it.
Yeah, I was talking more plot-wise because all I've gotten from spoiler warning is how Pittsburgh is apparently filled with an army of raiders that can't possibly feed themselves by any sense of logic and just spend all of their time hunting down 3 random people that sort of wander through the town.
Honestly, at this point, you have to wonder, is there anything left to raid?
Yeah,
No.
that's pretty much the problem with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their
If you get to the Left Behind thing is rather spectacular, as far as that's concerned.
their operation only works like a few years after the outbreak, not 20 like it is. There just would not be enough people traveling to raid to keep yourself sustained.
Yeah. Also, the whole gasoline having a shelf life of about a year. Maybe.
Yeah, you kind of got to ignore that part.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
The group that kidnaps Ellie, the rapist guy, I forget his name. That guy, his group apparently finds just thousands of pounds of human meat per month. And it's just really, it doesn't add up.
Yeah. Cannibals. Pittsburgh is filled with cannibals. But actually, that's kind of seems to be a running theme with Pittsburgh in games.
Yeah, Pittsburgh
somehow.
is never seen as a shining beacon of humanity in games now, let alone post-apocalyptic games.
Well,
Yeah.
unless the nuclear radiation brings that RoboCop statue to life, no. It's just a waste
They have a
of talent.
RoboCop statue in Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Is it Pittsburgh that has that, or is it somewhere else? There is
I thought it
one.
was
What the
I thought it was Detroit.
That's probably it, yeah.
Okay, Fist City. Respect.
Right. Okay.
I should really stop running with this whole ghetto thing. Thanks, Ken, for that.
You're welcome. Now you have your gimmick, other than being the angry guy.
I don't know about angry, more just like...
I'm not angry, more acerbic and stuff.
Yeah. Lastly, because I have failed for going on 5 years or something to get a job, it's decided that I'm just going to go do college stuff. So that's been kind of stressful because I got through like half of the application, but it hasn't been long enough for that to expire, so I need to pick it back up, and it's causing a lot of issues. And I've learned to stop ignoring my conscience, or actually start ignoring my conscience. There's a reason I don't listen to it, because the second things started getting stressful, my conscience goes, You're not doing anything useful. Why don't you just go out in the field and fertilize the plants by blowing your brains out? Yeah, that was...
What?
Yeah, that was weird. I've never really been suicidal before, but it was just a weird evening. So, yeah. Way to end the week, I guess.
Would that fertilize the plants?
No,
I'm
it
curious.
probably wouldn't.
Well, then why were you thinking that?
I don't know.
Stupid. Go fertilize the plants with something else. Gosh, be efficient in what you do.
Well, it would fertilize the plants eventually, but that would be assuming that no one touches your corpse for the next 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
It's not as efficient, man. If you gotta fertilize the plants with fertilizer or some other corpse. Probably one that decomposes quickly or is already close to decomposing.
Let's stop talking about how Slicer should or should not kill himself.
No, I'm talking about how he should.
Fertilize
I'm
plants?
talking about how he should. I'm talking about how he should fertilize the plants, not kill himself. Gosh.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for that distinction.
Yeah, it's an important distinction, in fairness.
I said go out and buy some fertilizer or something. Seriously. Okay.
Ken,
Yes.
save this topic.
Okay, what have I been doing? Let's see, it's Christmas season at the TV station, and I've been working my ass off because I'm bottom of the totem pole. So everyone's taking vacations.
You're being fucked with that totem pole.
I know, but it got me off it got me off morning shows at least. At least I'm working somewhat regular hours. This is actually the first day off I've had in a week, so it's pretty good time to be Kenshi right now. And let's see, my Christmas bonus was a $50 gift card to Kroger.
They didn't even give you a Jelly of the Month Club thing?
No.
Oh.
And I pretty much just went to my mom and handed over that card. Like, I'm not going to use this. Just make sure there's extra meatballs in my Christmas dinner. You can have it.
What's Kroger's?
It's like a supermarket chain.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't have...
Sounds oddly similar to Kruger's. I don't think I'd want to shop at Kruger's.
You don't have a Kroger?
I guess it depends on what you're getting.
I wouldn't buy cheese from there. I mean, imagine the dreams you'd have if you ate cheese before going to bed when it comes from Kruger's.
Mm.
That was a really odd and circuitous way to get to that joke. And it wasn't even a good joke. That was pointless.
Slicer, you don't have a Kroger's in Iowa?
No. The small store we have here is like Slagle's.
What the
I've never even
What
heard
is with
of
your
that.
naming conventions?
It's either Slagle's, Hy-Vee, Target, or Walmart. I don't think Slagle's is even around anymore, honestly.
I've never heard of two of those. And one of them's Walmart.
Of course.
Alright, but anyway, other than that, and working, I learned something recently. One of my friends, a good friend, absolutely sucks at Call of Duty. He's horrible at it.
Oh no.
Maybe you should stop being his friend.
I won't do that. I can't do that. I'm not that much of a jerk. I know it's hard to believe. Last night, oh god, he went 2-18. And at first I thought it was just because we were playing hardcore team deathmatch. It's an acquired taste, so we switched to other game types. No matter what, he went 2 in double digits, past 15. He was single-handedly losing my party games.
Yeah.
How did he get the 2 kills?
I don't
That's
know.
what I want to know.
Picking up the scraps from someone else, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah.
Did he just
Does he
start
not
the
know you
match
can
with
camp?
raid?
I mean, it's a useful strategy.
I'm pretty sure he...
It's a legitimate strategy.
No red versus blue references. Stop it.
Oh, but I have so many.
I feel like he makes them all the time and I don't even get them.
They can't see me. I can't see them.
But anyway, I'm going to make him face up and learn how to play Call of Duty if he's going to continue being my friend on PlayStation Network. My friends that I play with are good at games because I don't like losing. I'm a winner. Kenshi is a winner, and he surrounds himself with winners.
Whether they like it or not.
Whether they like it or not, you're going to be a winner. I'll make you a winner.
Hey, Ken, you remember when you kept losing to us at Speedrunners?
I learned how to play, didn't I? I started winning by the end of that, didn't I?
Did you? I was pretty sure it was 0 every time.
I started winning some rounds, which is all I really wanted.
Remember Cards Against Humanity?
Yeah?
Yeah, where I won, like, this... Did I?
No, you did not dominate Cards Against Humanity.
I won like 2 games.
That one's always been kind of up in the air, though, whenever we play.
Yeah.
I think I've lost the most, honestly, but yeah.
Let's see, other than that, I read 2 things this week that I thought were pretty interesting.
Okay. Are they recommendations?
No, they're just manga. I'm pretty sure Zero recommended one of them before, actually.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't have them on me. One of them's
What are they called?
One of them called Masamune Kun no Revenge. Pretty
Oh
sure
yeah, I recommended that.
Yeah.
That's great, isn't it?
It's good. Oh,
Okay.
God. It got sad near the end of the updates, though.
Oh yeah, I like that one. That's based off a light novel, but I can't find it translated anywhere, which makes me sad. But that one's really kind of cool. I like it.
Romance story that's kind of anti-romance.
It's anti-romance. It really is. It's I'm going to romance you so I can dump you because you're a horrible person. And this is my revenge.
Huh.
I can appreciate
That's
that.
an odd premise, but okay.
The main character was like a fat, chubby kid who got bullied a lot when he was a kid.
Oh,
and this
that
one girl,
okay.
Yeah, the one girl always bullied him, and she was just horrible to every guy that ever confessed to her. So he grows up, and he starts working out. He makes himself into, like, the most handsome boy he can, becomes super popular, and he's like, I'm doing this all so I can get her to fall for me and then break her heart, because I really don't like her.
Is she genuinely a horrible person, or does she get better as well, or something?
She's still kind of, like, she has some parts which are kind of good, but then you're reminded, oh yeah, she's kind of not a good person at all.
It never tips too far in her favor.
Yeah, it never does.
And let's see, the other one I'm reading is Dragons Rising. It's pretty sweet.
What happened to I Hate Dragons, Ken?
This is not about actual dragons.
It's Dragons Rising or
Rising. Or Riding. Dragons Riding.
I know that.
Yes.
I knew that was what you were going to say. I like this one. Tell me about it.
Alright, the main character apparently has had a disease since he was 6 years old. It's basically called hentai syndrome.
What?
Whenever he gets aroused, he pretty much goes into cardiac arrest and will die.
If he
Okay.
gets aroused so much, he will die. And he ends up getting, so his dad trains in martial arts to keep a calm and serene mind so he can never be aroused. And then he sends him to an all-boys school, but it turns out it was actually an all-girls school instead.
That just became co-ed.
Pull
so
your kid out of
that.
that school immediately the second that's revealed.
His dad lives in, like, the wilderness, so he can't really fucking contact him.
Yeah.
He tried to get out on his first day, but it was too late to transfer or something.
So
He didn't explain that, he could die going to that school? That seems like bad for the school's reputation.
main character is really strong,
Yeah.
but he does have this humongous weakness in that if he's finding a girl, he's got to overcome that, whether he closing his eyes or whatever plan he comes up with. It's great.
He's actually smart and strong, so.
It's like, I want to make a ecchi harem thing, but I don't want the main character to be perverted, so I'm gonna make it impossible for him to be perverted, because if he's perverted, he dies.
Is that curable, or is it like...
It's incurable.
It's incurable at this point.
Oh.
Yeah.
And there's fighting, but I don't read it for that. It's honestly hilarious.
It's just hilarious.
It constantly references other manga and stuff. It's too good.
They referenced Dragon Ball at one point.
They referenced Usain Bolt in one of the last chapters. It was awesome. I just love that book so much. Dragons Rioting. It's great. Ken says you should read this if you are a dude, and maybe if you're a girl too, if you're into that kind of thing.
Okay.
Into guys not getting aroused? Okay. It's a weird, specific kind of interest.
He is. He just has to fight it off.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't there one part where he was fighting in a tournament so that he could become student council president or something, so he could make a new rule, and that rule would be so that every girl would have to wear pants and appropriate clothing.
Yes.
Yeah. That way it would save his life. So good.
Yeah, that's pretty much my week. Right, that was the bright spot of my week, finding that manga.
Okay. Alright. Apologies. So, first topic for our topics this week is canon-destroying fics. So, this concept is not that complicated. It's just a fic that, whether intentionally or unintentionally, makes the original canon material very difficult or impossible to read without picking it apart.
Fics do this a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Or some fics that try to extrapolate from what they do know and try and explain what doesn't make sense or rationalize things.
Fics that offer
canon.
better explanations than the canon do that so much. Like you mentioned that Ruby fic where the dude was explaining everything.
The games we play.
You have that much stuff, and then you go and you look at the canon material, like, where's all the stuff?
It's pretty lacking at this point, yeah.
It's so very thin. And the games we play does another thing with that, which is, you know, the Grimm, the monsters of the world that overrun like 99% of the world and everyone lives in fear of them, more or less. Basically the Attack on Titan concept. Yeah, they're never the villains in Canon Ruby, ever.
Not so much, no.
Have you noticed that? It's always the fucking criminals, for some reason. They put this whole concept together where the world is filled with monsters that literally exist to destroy humanity, and they never use them as an adversary.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like zombies. They're mindless monsters. Of course, they're the villains, but they can't really have a grand master plan, and there's no real conflict aside from just survival.
It's kind of a Walking Dead type thing, where it focuses more on the actual characters than...
Except it doesn't. It focuses on the conflict between those characters and the villains, which is the human characters, the human villains.
Which is Walking Dead at this point. Where zombies just show up randomly. It's kind of like that.
If you wanted to do that, you may as well have left out the humanity-destroying monsters and had just, hey, these are people that hunt down criminals instead.
That would have probably been
best.
Does it make? But I think they wanted to have just giant monster fights and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. But as it stands, it's kind of pointless. And while, on the other hand, the games we play has made them more than a credible threat.
Oh, yeah.
Current chapters.
I actually haven't read any since the reveal about the dust, so I don't know what's going on.
It got pretty bad.
Awesome.
Yeah, and the Grimm are a big fucking deal, as they should be. In fact, you know, in canon, the one time they really should have made the Grimm a threat was the incursion. When it actually happened at the end of Season 2, where the Grimm got into a populated area.
Yeah.
And then that problem is solved within the space of an episode by, like, some trainee hunters.
It was gruesome for a while, but yeah, they wrapped that up way too quickly.
That annoyed me. But yes, it's an example of canon-destroying fic, where the Grimm are actually a credible threat, as they were intended to be in canon, but never actually capitalized on it. And then there's the other kind of fic. Not the one where it makes use of elements that already exist and extrapolate on them and make them bigger and more important and integral to the plot when they were just ignored in canon. No, the other kind is when it takes things that have been sort of glossed over and not really acknowledged properly, maybe. Just sort of explaining certain things about certain characters to make it more realistic. So, the first example that comes to mind, and probably the inspiration for this entire topic, is Demon Lord's Hero.
That was a good one, yeah.
Yeah. Where every devil has basically one specific sin that they focus on over everything else because they are devils, and, you know, sins are kind of their bag. And Rias' specific sin is greed, and that's why she takes such good care of her servants and wants the best ones, and specifically wanted Issei because he was supposed to be really strong and was willing to let him die so that she could make him a servant, because greed.
Not only let him die, but orchestrate his death.
Yeah, basically. And that sort of thing makes you look at characters in a different light. And it gives those characters a lot more depth than you might see in canon material. And then, by extension, canon material looks so simple and dull by comparison.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier to communicate a lot of things through, written form rather than, say, a manga or anime a lot of the time.
Just pointing out that DxD was a light novel series.
Yeah.
It was written form.
The light novel is pretty good, though. It's really good. It's better than the anime, at least. In my opinion. Like, I still think the Sword Art Online light novel is still better than the anime.
Is Asuna still attacked by a tentacle monster?
I don't think so.
Okay. That's a point in its favor. I'll grant you.
It is.
Does she still go from badass warrior to waifu to damsel in distress?
She does temporarily, but really it's like... It's more like she does get her time, like, after that whole arc, she does have a whole lot of stuff. She has an entire light novel book based around her, rather, which is really interesting. That really fleshes out her character. I don't know if they actually did that in the second season or not, but yeah, she has a whole bunch of stuff to her character that you don't get to see. But yeah, you have to understand that when we're talking about canon-destroying fics, it's a lot easier to destroy canon if you're talking about manga or an anime, because there's a lot of stuff that can go unexplained because of the format, because they're limited on how many pages they can do, how many panels they can do, and they all have to be like interesting, so they can't always just give pages and pages of explanations. So there's that, and so it's easier for a fic to destroy canon by offering those explanations that would have not been able to fit into the manga or the anime.
That's true enough, and I suppose manga and anime don't have as much time to focus on character depth.
Yeah.
Especially for fight series.
Because they have to keep moving forward, and mangas do get axed, so you have to worry about that constantly. Hence why you run into a situation where a lot of them are just like, boom, action, explosions. Isn't this entertaining?
Michael Bay.
Yeah. And I'm going to explain my attacks during this, because having a whole backstory which explains the attacks, or having a whole bunch of this or that, would literally take more pages than I have at the time, and I need to get the story moving, because my manga's on the verge of being axed, or maybe it's not, and I need to keep it from getting that down the rankings.
Yeah, it's... In a manga or anime, you get the character development when the character's introduced, and that's pretty much it. That's the character. That's all you're going to get for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Now, destroying canon with, say, video games or books, that's a different beast entirely.
Oh, video games. One day you will actually have decent writing staff.
Like, say, I like Mass Effect's codex entries, because that offers a lot of optional depth.
Oh, they were so great in the first game.
They were pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Like, games need more stuff like that to flesh out their world, because, and it's okay, it's optional, because then you can maintain the fan base that wants depth and the fan base that just wants action. You can have both.
Gives the writing staff something to do while they're waiting for the 6 or 7 months that it takes for the coders to do the coding stuff and the art team to do the art stuff.
Yeah. So that's great. That's fantastic. But it's just like a lot of games don't have that.
Yeah, I mean, take The Last of Us, because we were just talking about it. I think it would be hard to come up with a canon-destroying idea for a story in that setting, unless you were to specifically pick out the infrastructure elements.
Yeah.
Like the gas not working?
Like the gasoline, or like the fact that they would not be able to feed all these people, or the fact that the zombies are based around spores, and 20 years on, those spores would probably be covering most of the planet by now.
Yeah. But you can poke holes in pretty much anything, though.
You can, but it's just how severe those holes that you've poked are.
Yeah.
And sometimes a fic will just pick out one, and it'll just pick and pick and pick until there is a gaping hole in the story that the reader just can't ignore anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And they will think about it every time that they look at canon material.
Yeah.
It's sad, but it's actually heartening to see in fan fiction that you can have that kind of depth that makes the canon work just seem tiny in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are just people doing it because they love to write, and they come up with something so great that it overshadows the canon.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Like, my opinion on canon-breaking fics is that even though they do, it breaks canon, makes it hard to go back to, at the same time, it makes fan fiction much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
So it's a cost and a gain. Definitely.
And if I ever write a high school DxD fic, I'm totally going to be using that 7 Sins thing.
You better tell
That
him.
is now my headcanon.
You better
That is
tell
what
him.
happens. That is what happens when you get canon-breaking fics, because then it becomes people's headcanon.
It becomes fanon.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't hear what you said. Do you mean the sins thing?
Yeah.
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 I didn't like that Shiro got pride. That didn't fit him very well, but yeah, I do like the concept.
Well, what other sin would work for him? Sloth, obviously not. Lust, not really. Gluttony, greed, envy, wrath. Wrath would probably have worked better,
Yeah.
but none of them want to have wrath, so that makes sense that he would not pick that one.
Well, he didn't pick. That was the thing. It was...
No, that's the way that high-level devils work. They pick out one sin that they really want to focus on and just get all their sinning done with that one. Because they can't let themselves get bogged down by all of their desire to sin, by all of the sins. If you have wrath as your focused sin, you're going to be pissed off all the time and constantly trying to kill things. And that is what the stray devils do. So that's a bad thing.
Oh, I wasn't aware it was a voluntary thing. I thought it was just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it works. The most common ones being pride, lust, and greed, I think.
And to be honest, you don't have to show pride to have it.
Mm. That's why pride's a pretty common one, because it's so easy to have and just not even have to acknowledge it.
Yeah, you can keep it under control pretty easy.
Mm.
Sort of, until it crops up, then it's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Nah, don't worry about it. I feel like "don't worry about it" is becoming my catchphrase.
Yeah.
Wait a
There's
minute.
nothing wrong with having a weakness.
What if you have pride in your lust?
That would be Issei.
Yeah, pretty much. That fits his character perfectly.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I think we covered canon breaking fics. Just one last note. Books can be broken too. Look at Harry Potter. It has been broken a million different ways.
Oh, yeah, and it's satisfying every time.
Yeah. So, even if it's in a book form, it doesn't mean it can't be broken. It just means that it's supposed to be harder to break. Supposed to be.
It's not, but it's supposed to be.
It's for some books. It's not. It's really easy to break, and other books are really done well. So it depends on the material, definitely. All right, I think we covered that pretty well.
Yep. So next topic is Karma Houdini, the characters that get away with shit, even though they really shouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, this came to mind because I've been reading like a few Korean manhwa, and there's a theme with these things I see, that the absolute vilest people in them are low-level wimps, but they don't ever get retribution nearly proportionate to what they're actually seen doing in the story.
What type of manhwa you talking about?
I was reading two, first of all, The Breaker.
Oh, yeah.
That dude, you know who I'm talking about in that.
Yeah.
Fuck that kid. Someone need to shove a fucking pipe up his ass.
Yeah. And
nothing ever happens to him?
Yeah, just keep reading.
Yeah.
That's
one,
all.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's all I can say.
Yes, let's not spoil things.
Yeah.
Especially when we're going to be recapping them on the other show.
All right. Kenji, what was the other one?
The other one was in one called The Girls Wild, as an example.
Oh, yeah, I was reading that for a while.
Yeah. No one ever really grows in that one. Emotionally.
Yeah, there's a reason why I stopped reading that one. It just got boring after a while.
Yeah, I stopped. I didn't even finish what they had. I stopped at like 100 or something.
Like, some are really good, like Tower of God. That's fantastic. It still is, but... Anyway, getting a little bit off topic. Karma Houdini. It shouldn't have happened. In M1N470, I was dealing with that in the latest chapter. And I was just like, I could make this happen for this character. But really, it's not... It doesn't feel right. Like, you're writing for a character, and you're like, I could get them to have the best ending possible, and you think, no, they haven't earned it, type of feeling.
They really haven't, usually.
And yeah, it's like, not now. You can have a good ending in the end, but not now. You screwed up. You gotta deal with that. You know? And you find that in some anime, manga, stories, anything, the character will screw up, but then everything will be magically fixed. Yay!
I think you're talking more about Earn Your Happy Ending than Karma Houdini.
Karma Houdini, good things happen to people just all of a sudden.
Karma Houdini is when you're a dick and nothing ever happens to you in return to make up for you being.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that and the reverse, when you're a good person and good things.
Well, that's not what we're talking about.
All right. Well, Karma Houdini.
That's not even the reverse. The reverse would be terrible things happening to good people.
Oh yeah, but I did that. Okay. I now that I fully understand the concept. Yuha Buck.
Sasuke.
Yeah. Sasuke and Orochimaru are pretty damn good examples.
Yeah.
Because, Orochimaru, despite dying several times, has lived to see the end of the series.
Yeah.
And
What
beyond.
happened to him, anyway? Did we even know?
No, he's alive. That's all.
He's fine.
Great. He's
Hijacked
probably going to
his
be in one of the
his body.
movies.
Yeah. Yuha Bach doesn't seem to have had much stuff, like, bogging him down. He keeps succeeding. He's like a main character. Like,
He's basically dead for 1,000 years. That's kind of a bad thing.
yeah, but now he's just, like, steamrolling. I mean,
That
even
was
with
like
the latest...
off-screen bad stuff. That doesn't count.
What else can we think of?
Kuretsuchi.
Kuretsuchi.
Oh, Kuretsuchi.
Oh, yeah.
Why was he in the, what was it called, the Rat's Nest or something?
Yeah.
Why was he in there again?
I don't know.
It was never stated, I don't think, but it can be assumed it was mad science bullshit.
Yeah, he was basically in Supermax prison, and then they let him out and gave him a high-ranking position in the military. Strange how that keeps happening.
The second highest rank in the military, too.
Third, but yes.
Watch, Aizen's going to become
third
the
highest,
next...
and then second.
Aizen's going to become the next head captain. I'm telling you. And then
Please
they will
don't
live
say
in
that, 'cause
peace
it could be
for
very well
1,000
true.
years.
That could be what Shunsui's going to the Gote 13 to ask them, make Aizen head captain because he's stronger than me.
Honestly, I'm wondering, could Aizen make a notice? Is Aizen currently powerful enough to make a big, humongous difference in what's happening right now?
He's basically God, so yes.
Is he?
He is literally unkillable. That is why he is still alive.
I would like to see him go into his final form. Not his final form, but his final form. I want to see that, because we never got to see it, because right as he was about to do his final transformation, the whole Urahara trap activated. He ended up getting sealed away. Because I feel like when you do that, you're like, oh, Aizen will be back later. And I hope he is.
Really?
Yes, I hope he is, because honestly, at this point, I'd like to see Aizen start screwing people up again. Because that was fun the first time.
Zero's got Stockholm Syndrome. Oh, God.
Yuha Bach, I planned your entire invasion. This was all part of my plan. I knew the Quincy's would resurface and stuff.
I knew I would fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although,
wasn't it like retcon to Aizen was just BSing that though?
That's pretty much fans' interpretation of it, yeah.
But I don't know. As short as the fight with Ichigo was, it was satisfying for me.
That's not what we're talking about. Come Houdinis.
Yeah. Aizen,
Yeah.
I want to see Aizen succeed. I want to see Yuha Bach succeed. I want to see one of the villains succeed in Bleach, because honestly, they're more interesting than Ichigo at the moment.
Ichigo isn't.
That's because
doing
Ichigo
it.
hasn't been in the series
Exactly.
for chapters.
Exactly. Like
Again, also not what we were talking about. Kama Houdini!
I'm going to say Akihiko from Sword Art.
What happened to him?
He dies.
He dies.
Oh.
Yeah, he dies at the end of the first season.
How's that Kama Houdini
The
then?
first arc.
Oh.
Well, I guess that was part of his plan. I mean...
You picked one that's so hard to interpret that everybody's getting a wrong interpretation.
Yeah, no, it's never really stated what his goals are, so you don't know if he's fulfilling his plan or being subverted, or I don't know.
When you beat the final guy and you feel like you still lost, you know something's wrong.
Well, you feel like
Called
you
the
might
Thanatos
possibly have lost. It doesn't really... Who knows? Do Jesse and James from Pokemon count, or are they not evil enough for that?
Yeah.
They're pretty fucking evil, and they get shit on most of the time, so they're not Kama Houdinis.
Alright, yeah.
Every villain in One Piece.
Oh.
Defeat means friendship, so every villain gets to be a hero.
I would say Robin, but with Ennie's lobby, I'm not sure. She's been pretty good since then, though.
She wasn't a villain at any
No,
point.
Robin in One Piece?
Yeah?
Yeah, she was, she was a villain.
No.
Yeah?
Even when she was with Crocodile, she didn't really do anything.
But she still, like, in her backstory, killed people. A lot of people. She's technically a villain. Gosh darn it. I am right on
She
this.
killed people, and the entire time she was being hunted down so that they could kill her for something
Money.
that she had literally no control over. Also money, but yes. So hard to see her as the villain in that scenario.
You know what? I'm going to say Buggy the Clown. That's what I'm going to say.
The guy who gets...
He gets sent
to
to
death?
jail. He gets sent to jail, but when he gets out, he has a whole army of followers, and everything's going great for him right now.
Oh.
Yeah, he
okay.
gets an army of followers that are some of the most dangerous criminals to ever exist.
Which is good. It's good. It means that he's got strong allies that are stronger than him.
That are going to that would turn on him if they knew he was full of shit.
They'll never
Yeah.
do that. That'll never happen. I believe it.
As soon as he figures out he can turn into dust and basically kill anyone, then he's got a leg up then.
I believe in Buggy the Clown. He's the real hero.
He's also not really a Kama Houdini because he keeps getting shit on as
Yeah.
well. Because you know full well that those impelled down inmates are going to turn on him at some point in the future. You know that's going to happen. It's not even in question.
Oh, I got one. The Digimon Kaiser from Digimon Season 2?
Yeah.
2, yeah. He just gets redeemed, but he doesn't actually suffer at all. And he's a horrible, horrible person.
Yeah. Alright, I can see that.
Yeah.
So, in your writing, when you do things, like, I'd say the best way to avoid a Karma Houdini is somebody does something bad, make sure they feel the effects of that.
Doesn't even have to be directly, just something has to happen that is terrible for them.
Yeah. Like, you're a terrible person, and now you fell down the stairs. That's a really vague and probably horrible example, but it's kind of true. Like, bad things happen to bad people. It's something that happens.
Bad things happen to everyone, but it's nice to pretend that it happens to bad people more.
Yeah. Also, bad people tend to, set themselves up for self-destruction a lot.
They do, yeah. Hoisted by their own petard is a very common theme.
Yeah. So, just do that. Like, if you're dealing with a character that's really bad, don't make them have a wonderful, beautiful life without any problems. It's really all you have to do.
That's the problem. My problem is generally you don't let anyone have a good, happy life with no problems. Ever. Everyone suffers.
Yeah, everyone has conflicts and problems. Like, even the happiest couples can fight. You know?
And the thing about Akama Houdini, it can make you hate them more.
It
which
really
is a good thing for a villain.
You can do that.
A lot of the most memorable villains are the ones that basically got away with it.
Mm-hmm. And what you can do is you can use Karma Houdini up to a point until they face a massive retribution of all the accumulated hate. Of just
delay it for the biggest payoff.
Yeah.
Possible. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. So, I guess...
Anything else to add, Ken? Kama Houdini?
No, I'm just thinking of one that, in particular, Paul from the Pokemon anime.
He was the douchebag in Sinnoh, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Pokemon
I never
are
saw that
fools.
series, so.
This Pokemon's level is too low. It's too weak.
Does he actually call out levels?
I think he mentioned at one point with his Pokedex or something.
He probably meant levels as in not literal game levels, but level of skill.
So he was talking about the stats then.
I guess.
Damn it, this Pokemon has shitty IVs.
Starly's IVs suck. I'll go catch another one.
This Pokemon has 3 IVs and HP.
This Purloin is
God
terrible.
damn it, you have 255 EVs in speed. What the hell's wrong with you?
And suddenly I like the Pokemon worlds where they're all terrified of wild Pokemon more. Because this world where everyone's a merciless poacher is just terrible.
I want a Ruby crossover with Pokemon.
Probably
What would
exists.
Ruby's Pokemon be?
Beowulf.
What?
The Grim would be the Pokemon. Get it?
Oh, okay. I got you now.
Because
Okay.
they're the horrible monsters, but they're all animal-like. So, yeah.
Or what if you
I'd like to
what
see
if you
that.
just put it in what if you just put Pokemon characters in a Ruby-like situation, where the entire world is the Pokemon are actually multiplying, about to kill everyone and stuff.
You mean the thing that people do all the time?
Yeah. Still good.
Oh, yeah. It is.
Yeah, so, calm houdinis and stuff.
Oh, hey, look, Pokemon crossover with Ruby.
Oh, they exist. That makes
I
sense.
found 10.
Cool. Anything good?
Red, the Peak of Faunus, the Aura Huntsman, Ruby, the Age of Pokemon, Anarchy in Red, a Grimm's Aura. Ash finds himself in a new world and in a new body. Okay.
So the answer to that question was no.
Yeah. There needs to be a Ruby Pokemon crossover where someone's semblance is to be able to capture Grim and then have them fight for him. Or her.
Join
That
Ruby
could be John's, for all we know.
Join Ruby and
still
her
unknown.
Join Ruby and her Pokemon as they attend Beacon along with their friends and make a new chapter in the Age of Pokemon. Oh, maybe. I don't know if that's Grim. That's Pokemon.
I doubt it.
That just sounds like Pokemon Academy
It basically
Yeah.
sounds.
from Kanto.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Someone will write it. Okay, so next topic is reboots. Yay.
Michael Bay! Yay!
You said the name.
Turtles were aliens.
Michael Bay is the hero we all deserve.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Da-na-na-na-na-na. They're bulletproof.
Remember when they were aliens?
Uh,
At least he didn't go through with that.
Yeah, at least. Would it have made much of a difference if they were?
He would have gotten the fucking name wrong.
Well, yeah.
Transformers. Robots and guys.
Yeah, so reboots are good in concept because it gives you a fresh start on a story that may have gotten a bit too convoluted and up its own arse, but way too...
I'm going to say, just real quick, a good example of a reboot, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where they decide we're going to make
That's not really a reboot.
in concept it is, because we're going to basically do another version of the same thing, but make it stick more to the canon material. It's okay, I guess.
It's still not a reboot.
To be more true to a reboot, the new Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, that was a reboot.
That's a reboot. I was just trying to relate to anime in a way, but yeah.
And they're terrible.
They're not that bad.
They did the Gwen Stacy thing, which is something I think the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films were probably missing.
They were missing that because that gave Spider-Man the motivation to keep his identity a secret. Like that.
Yeah.
That was a key part of Spider-Man's character, and without that, you were missing a lot. So I'm glad they did that. Like, you can crap on everything else, but they did that right.
Yeah.
I've heard the sound.
Turns out he was
as well.
right about that, by the way, the whole keeping the identity a secret thing.
Yeah.
Fucking, hey, my identity is Peter Parker. Oh shit, my aunt just got shot. Oh shit, I need to sell my soul to the devil or something.
To reverse my marriage or something.
One more day.
Poor Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Poor any Spider-Man fan.
Peter
They had to
Parker
read that
has
shit.
Peter Parker has a consistent thing called the Parker luck, which is he gets the worst situations out of any character all the time, forever. Anytime something goes good for him, it immediately goes into the worst possible direction.
I'm just, once again, going to point out, it had been proven to him that revealing his identity was a stupid thing to do, and then he did it anyway.
Yeah.
Just saying, it's kind of his own fault. Yeah, so reboots. Fucking Spider-Man. Batman's been redone like a dozen times.
You know what upsets me? The new Teen Titans show they rebooted. So Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, that's a mess.
Don't the Teen Titans no longer exist in DC canon?
What?
What are you going by?
The New 52.
They exist. Yeah, they exist.
Okay.
Yeah, because the original Teen Titans show was fantastic and had depth and was surprisingly, like, you don't see a lot of depth in American cartoons nowadays, but, you know, the DC ones...
That's not true. You see a lot more depth in them nowadays than you used to. That's the thing.
I've seen a lot of cartoons, and a lot of them aren't very good. Some of them are really good, but some of them are really bad. It's more imbalanced, I guess. But Teen Titans was definitely one of the better ones. It had a lot to it.
It did, yeah.
And they are kind of ruining that with the reboot, in that they are completely flanderizing every character.
Oh, hard, too. It's ridiculous. Hope you like Raven the Brony.
Are you serious, or are you
He's
joking?
not
No,
joking
I'm
at
serious.
all.
I'm absolutely serious. They made her a brony because Tara Strong voices both her and Twilight from MLP.
I need to point out that Raven's a girl.
Yeah. She's not really the type you'd see as being into that, but I guess that's maybe the point or something. Or supposed to think that's the point. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
So
the
thing about reboots is that they can be, sometimes they can be really good. We haven't given a lot of good examples yet, but most of the time they're really bad. Because even if the source material was bad or not that great, people will still have a nostalgia factor to take into account.
Nolan's Batman. It's closer to a reimagining than a reboot, but it did a pretty good, damn good job of rebooting it.
I mean, that's not really that difficult to do when you had what was before it as Batman movies. So.
Batman Forever.
Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Which were still technically in the Tim Burton universe.
The Man of Steel movie was a reboot, but
the less said about that one, the better.
Yeah.
It's iffy. I like a lot of it. I don't like some other stuff about it. But that's pretty much the opinion of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
His dad was a moron.
You know what I liked? The Three Stooges movie. That was a reboot that we didn't see coming.
I haven't seen it.
All right. But the Three Stooges movie is hilarious. It is possibly one of my favorite movies of all time because it's just completely funny and I can't say anything bad about it. Like, it's that good. So, like, some movies, you know, because really it felt like you had the actual Three Stooges there because every actor was really good at playing the character. To the point where it was like almost exactly the same.
Huh. That's good news. Yeah, I never actually saw that one.
Yeah. But that's an example of a good reboot of it's a movie of the old thing that brings it back to a new audience, but it doesn't, drastically change things to the point where it's unrecognizable or just not fun. And that's kind of what you have to focus on with like reboots, because you have an audience there. You have an established audience. Even if they're small, that's still an audience, and the established audience will clamor the loudest if you fail.
Yeah. Well, they'll be the loudest if you don't live up to what they remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what they remember is very different to what actually happened. Always. Nostalgia is a dangerous thing.
It can be, yeah.
Did you hear they're going to be making a new Mario movie?
Is it going to have that, what was his name? I forgot his name. There was a wrestler that played Mario. I think it was in the TV show.
I think it might be animated. I'm not 100% sure on the details.
Yeah.
But
they should still get a wrestler to play Mario.
You all know who's making it? You all know who's making the movie?
What?
Sony.
What? Wait, what?
Sony's making the
That's ironic.
So.
So Nintendo and Sony are going to partner up again. I wonder if it's going to go the same way and they're going to have to retcon it so it's a Jack and Daxter movie.
This is going to be... Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Because, yeah. Anyways, rebooting something... Like, Transformers is a pretty famous example of as far as reboots go. Because... Yeah, it's... Let's start ruining some childhoods. But it really, it's enjoyable for action. Just the characters kind of sucked.
Let's talk about some gaming reboots.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry.
I knew it. I was about to say it, but I didn't want to.
Why do you want to hurt yourself?
I don't. I want to hurt everyone around me.
Oh, yeah? Well, then I'll bring up my counterpoint. Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh God.
Was that wasn't a reboot?
That in terms of bringing back a franchise that should have been long dead, that's pretty much a reboot.
That wasn't a reboot. It was literally a sequel of the last one.
It was a sequel. Yeah, they just called it Duke Nukem Forever. Wait, no, it had a subtitle, so yeah, that counts.
I can't remember.
Sequel.
Was Sonic 06 supposed to be a reboot?
Reboot for the series, but not really.
They just
originally it was intended to be a complete reboot of everything, and then they decided against that because I don't know why. No one was asking for them to bring back fucking Cream the Rabbit or fucking I don't know whoever
Big the Cat.
Was he in that one?
No, but everybody likes him, right? You like Big the Cat, don't you?
I kind of like Big the Cat.
Yeah.
Fucking chasing Froggy all the time.
Froggy in the fishing mini games.
You found Froggy. Yeah, that's good. I like Big the Cat.
And I might be the odd man out here, but I actually did kind of like DMC. I didn't like the story or the characters or really anything but the combat. So no, I didn't like it. Actually, never mind.
Weird thing. They're redoing DMC, the shitty one, on current gen. But they're also doing a DMC4 special edition.
Weird.
Where you play as Virgil somehow.
Huh. Okay.
So basically, they're expanding on the story of DMC4 after they rebooted the whole thing.
This is not how reboots work.
No, it's not. It's weird. I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm happy there's more actual cool Virgil. I think he's voiced by Johnny Young Bosch for some reason.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Who voiced Nero. He voiced Nero, so it's very strange. But, I'm fucking happy with it.
Nero was, I don't know, implied to be Virgil's descendant, wasn't he? So it kind of makes sense in that way.
They never actually explained it at all. So I don't know. I'm curious to find out, though. I mean, I hope they release it on PC, because I don't play on anything else anymore.
Yeah. I'm sure there will be a PC version at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks cool. Other gaming reboots, because there's so many of them.
I don't know, Fallout 3 could probably count as a... Wait, no, that's a sequel.
That's 200 years in the future of the last one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Reboot for the series, but not the game itself.
Yeah. Not the setting. It's actually kind of... Tomb Raider is the obvious one that I really should have jumped on.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I never played it. I probably should.
Oh, yeah, you
but,
should.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Is it on the PC?
Yes, it is.
Alright, I'll probably get it at some point.
It was famed for being on PC because of Tress effects that make realistic hair and take 6 graphics cards strapped together to actually get to work.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's realistic hair that operates strand by strand.
Yeah.
So it takes a fuck ton of processing power to actually get it to work. Yeah.
Well, I know a feature I'm turning off the second I can boot it up.
Yeah, I don't think it's on by default. I think it's only works with certain graphics cards or something, and super high end. So, but yeah, that was a good reboot. It established the character as, more than a gun-toting pair of tits, which was, the entirety of the previous character.
Pretty much, yeah. Did any characters really have personality back then, though? I mean...
I'll be honest, there was briefly a bit of characterization for Lara Croft in Tomb Raider Revelation, I think it was. There was this whole intro segment where you were playing as her when she was a schoolgirl, and she was an apprentice to some dude, I think his name was Werner or something. And he was kind of a douchebag, and may or may not have gotten killed in the intro. It's kind of cool.
Huh. Well, already then.
Yeah. That was pretty interesting. But then they never did anything with it. Nothing interesting, nothing worthwhile. It's kind of shitty.
Oh.
So. But then again, that's how characterization was back then. For video games. What are the reboots were there in the gaming space? There was...
Rayman Origins is kind of a reboot.
Is it? Does that game actually have plot?
Yeah, as much plot as you can fit into a few sounds.
So that's a no then. Yeah. I suppose technically you could count that thing that they've slapped the Legacy of Kain name on. I think it's sort of like a MOBA. Only shit. And spitting on a very good and well-written series. One of the only ones that were actually in the PS1 generation.
Is Deus Ex Human Revolution a reboot?
No, it's a prequel.
But
yeah,
if it's
going, it's a prequel.
Okay.
Yeah, it really should have been a reboot. I'll be honest. I mean, Seamus Young's gone on record to say that should have been a reboot because that's the kind of setting where you want to reboot the setting.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is about conspiracy theories, and the whole thing is that conspiracy theories, all of them, are true. So once you reveal that all the conspiracy theories are true, what do you do in the next game?
Yeah.
There's nothing else to reveal. It's all been revealed already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Thief was a reboot. The new one?
Huh.
Something along the lines.
For the series or a reboot of a game? Because that's an important distinction.
They called it Thief.
Yeah. No subtitles, so... Yeah. I never played the original Thief, so
Neither did I.
So I assume as much.
Bionic Commando.
Oh, yeah, that was a reboot.
Yeah, with the walls of radiation.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was. Yeah.
They're doing a Ratchet and Clank Ratchet and Clank reboot in 2015.
Are they?
Yeah, coming out.
That could be cool.
PS4. It's a remake of the first game in the series based on the upcoming movie. And
Film.
yeah. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. Well, what, am I going to stay updated on game-to-movie translations?
It's coming out early 2015.
Well, that'll be a thing.
Captain Quark's in it. So
He was a villain in the first game.
that's going to be fun.
That was fun.
So we've just listed a
he was
lot
villain
of
in
these,
the second
but
game
should
as
we
well.
probably include, like, how to do these rights, or...
Like, I don't think you'll ever really run into
It's a matter of what you do in the reboot for.
Yeah. Like, if you're doing we obviously covered if you have, a still pretty substantial fan base, you want to be able to live up to their expectations. You want to take that into consideration as you're moving forward. You don't want to do a fierce reimagining,
It's a matter of, do you have a story to tell? And as an addendum to that, can you tell that story in the current universe? If the answer is yes and no, then you need to do a reboot to even tell it.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, then there is literally no point. I mean, if you write yourself into a corner, there is no other recourse. But there's still that thing that Hollywood likes to do of rebooting things for no reason.
Yeah.
They really do, yeah.
I can do this origin story better than this other guy did by changing this one part.
I can reboot Alvin and the Chipmunks too.
Actually, I liked Alvin and Chipmunks.
I can reboot the Smurfs.
I don't think anyone likes Smurfs. Yeah, it's kind of disgusting when the only reason that they're actually rebooting the series is we want to be able to reach out to a new audience. And it's not about we have a story to tell or anything like that. It's just people don't want to jump in on the third film. And they don't want to start from the beginning because they're lazy. So we're going to get new audience and stuff. It's really shallow reason for it, and that's why people are getting sick of it.
If you guys haven't seen the rap battle on Epic Rap Battles with Alfred Hitchcock and Steven Spielberg, Michael Bay shows up at the end, and he basically is like, it's all about the money. And it really is for a lot of these people with remakes. It's about making money off an existing fan base without having to work too hard.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate truth that the fans of old and niche stuff like that are usually willing to pay a lot to get more content from it, even if they know it's probably not going to be very good.
Mm-hmm. I kind of fall into that because we did talk about the DMC thing, and they might be going back to the old universe, and I would fork out money for them to actually do that, so yeah.
Yeah.
I fall into that.
Yeah. Like,
I miss Cool Dante, and I hate this shitty fucking...
Yeah, and Teenage Mutant
shit.
Ninja Turtles has had like 2 or 3 different reboots.
It's had 4, if you include the films.
I don't want to include them, though. I really don't.
Yeah,
Fair
there
enough.
was the original series, there was TMNT, there was Turtles Forever, and there was the new Nickelodeon show, and then there was the Michael Bay film.
Yeah. So it's like everybody wants to bring them back, but...
Oh, and there were the comics.
Yeah.
I forgot about the comics.
It's like everybody wants to bring them back, but everybody's failing horribly.
Not everyone. Like I say, the Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I've heard good things about it.
But in terms of film, it's not been so great.
Oh, and the other films that they did as well.
So yeah, they did a reboot film at one point that was all completely animated, and it didn't do too well.
Yeah, like I say, there was the original comics, then there was the cartoon series, then there was the films, the set of 3 films. Then there was the reboot cartoon, then there was the TMNT film.
Yeah.
then there was the Nickelodeon show, and then there was the new film.
And the TMT
They've redone this a
and
lot.
the TMNT cartoon went through a lot of stuff, and it got really like expansive. Like they had like
It got pretty dark, is my understanding.
yeah, they had like a whole bunch of different seasons. They had one entire like season where they went to the future. So
Turtles Beyond or something like that. Turtles Forever.
Turtles Forever was
that was a crossover
Yeah, that's
between the
crossover.
original cartoon and the new one.
Yeah.
Well, the 2000s.
but they managed to keep it going for a long time, and I was really impressed by that. But
The title of this episode is now Fandom Flux Talks Turtles.
All
all right, I think
Because we've been talking about them for that long.
I think we're done.
Okay. Recommendations. Who's got one?
Ken's got one.
Kid's got one.
Yeah, it's weird how I usually have recommendations on the weeks where you don't have one.
Yeah, that's nice and convenient, though.
Alright. My recommendation is a Naruto fic. It is The Howling Wind by Jay Menace. You hold on a sec, I'll get you the link. It's pretty much, well, the basis of it, it's kind of alternate universe. In this, Naruto has a chakra defect, and that it always comes out as wind. Always. No matter what.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
He can't mold it or transform it in any way. He can't do anything but wind stuff. And he can't transform. He can't, substitute. And that's not nearly the advantage that it sounds like. Because he's not some natural genius with it, and he doesn't know how to control it, really. All he really can, it's like 30 chapters in, he's just now learning how to, shape it fine enough to cut things.
Mm. Are they still failing him just because? No. Oh, cool. So they actually acknowledge there's a problem in this alternate universe.
Yeah.
That's cool. Gets more of the Lee treatment.
Let's see. It's pretty grim, actually, story, too.
Hmm?
Pretty dark. Like, early on in the story, on an early mission, a missing ninja, like, kind of mind screws Sakura and Tenten. And for Tenten, it gets so bad, she tries to commit suicide.
Ooh.
Yeah. It messed Sakura up for a while, too, and what it made her do was kind of disturbing enough by itself. But at last check, yeah, Tenten was way worse. She's still so messed up she has to be restrained from hurting herself or other people. And Team Guys Down, remember going to the tuning exams. But it does some interesting stuff with the alternate universe thing the writer's going for here. Such as, like, the Uchiha clan exists, but Sasuke wants nothing to do with them. Because he's constantly compared to Itachi by his family, his mother and father, and he's never good enough.
Why does everyone shit on Tenten? That's
I don't know.
Oh well.
Give him
Welcome back, Slicer. You dropped out for a second.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. Anyone else got any recommendations?
I'm going to recommend the light novel with the longest name possible.
Oh god.
Jashin ni tensei shitar haka no malkan ga.
Copy and paste, moron.
No one can spell that.
The translation is, I was reincarnated as an evil god and my subordinate's demon army is on the brink of annihilation. What should I do?
Quick question. Why are all of these...
Was that the question?
No. Why are all of these light novels named names just questions or explanations?
I
of
don't know. But this guy was just like, screw it. And this is literally the longest title for any light novel out there. Hands down. You can look up what's the longest. It's great. Alright, so the main character is a regular dude who dies, and he's at the gates of heaven, and they're like, you can't get in here. You're a terrible person. And he's like, what? no. They're like, you have to go to reincarnation, but you're going to have to pay, like, karma points for that, and you have to take out a loan. And he's like, they're like, for you to be a human, you can't do that on Earth. No. He's like, what about other worlds? Like, yeah, there's an opening for an evil god in this fantasy world. It's like, okay. He takes that humongous loan, and he could have taken out more loan. Like, this is a loan he has to pay off with karma just to get into heaven. And he takes out this humongous loan, and he decides, I'm not gonna get anything extra because I want to pay off my debt as soon as possible. So he shows up, and he's an evil god, and he's just a regular dude. Like, he gets summoned in front of the Demon King. Demon King's like, evil god, what should I do? I need to go and conquer the world. And he's like, how many guys you got? 200? Oh. It's just starting out, the translation of it, I mean, and it's entertaining. It's pretty funny, actually.
Seems like it would be.
Again, copy and paste.
I got it.
I need the link, Zero.
Gosh. Zone Patient. That's a link to the translation project.
Okay.
They've been updating it pretty fast. So, yeah. The main character is also a history geek, so there's going to be some tactics, it looks like. So, okay. I'm interested to see what happens with it. I could recommend something else.
Implemented well.
Yeah. Hopefully. This is a hopeful recommendation because so far it's been enjoyable. I could recommend something else, but I think I'll just hold off for now.
Slicer, you got anything?
No fics, but Racketeer and Item Shop's Tale has been very time-wasty, and it's a very fun game, honestly. Just
yeah, it is.
You're playing it right now.
It's what, $10 on Steam? I've been playing it for the past 14 hours, so yes, I'm still playing it.
Yeah, if you've ever heard us say capitalism ho, that's what's from.
Yeah, it's the main character's catchphrase. So, yeah.
Oh, and real quick, you know that Overlord light novel I recommended before?
Uh-huh.
I think I did. The manga for it is just starting, so you guys can go check that out.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah, they do it in anime next year, so it should be fun.
I got a question. Has anyone here ever played Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney?
Yes.
What is that game? How is that game played? Because it seems interesting to me.
Basically, have you ever seen the CSI games or anything like that?
No.
Have you ever seen the CSI TV show?
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically that as an adventure game.
Yeah.
And then you go to court and try and prove the defendant is innocent or guilty, or try and figure out who the real killer was and stuff like that. And then every now and again you shout objection and point.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. That's how it works. You gather evidence and then try and prove your case in court.
I hope you have enough time to sit down and do each case in one sitting, because you forget details that are pretty important when you put the game down for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can always look at the evidence and stuff, but it's better to have it fresh in your mind.
Oh, you know what we forgot to talk about? Hey, Ken.
What?
How's Persona treating you?
I haven't had time to play it this week.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Don't worry. Still on my PlayStation. I know exactly where I am. On the exact day I am. Okay.
Already planning out your next moves.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing next.
Cool.
Okay, I guess that's the end of the episode. So I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 65. If you would like to get in contact with us, you can do so through the blogspot pages, the comments, or own personal profiles on fanfiction.net, or through the YouTube channel through the comments. You could also donate on Patreon if you're so inclined. There is a link to it within the description of this video. Once again, I would like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 65. Bye now.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn, you...
You're not nearly old enough to say that.